transport layer number 4 is the transport layer. Layer number 4 of the OSI model plays a vital part in transmitting data across a network and can be a little bit difficult to grasp. When data is sent between devices, it follows one of the two different protocols that are decided based upon several factors. TCP and UDP are the two protocols that are used to transport data. Let's begin with the TCP. Transmission Control Protocol, potentially hinted by the name Control Protocol, Transmission Control. This protocol is designed with reliability and guarantee in mind. This protocol reserves a constant connection between the two devices for the amount of time it takes for the data to be sent and received. Not only this, but TCP incorporates error checking and into its design. Error checking is how TCP can guarantee that data sent from the small chunks in the session layer number 5, has then been received and reassembled in the same order. Let's summarize the advantages and disadvantages of TCP in the table below. Advantages: guarantees the accuracy of the data, capable of synchronizing two devices to prevent each other from being flooded with data, and performs a lot more processes for reliability. But disadvantages of the process: requires a reliable connection between the two devices. If one small chunk of data is not received, then the entire chunk of data cannot be used. A slow connection can bottleneck another device, as the connection will be reserved on the receiving computer the whole time. TCP is significantly slower than UDP because more work has to be done by the devices using this protocol. TCP is used for situations such as file sharing, internet browsing, or sending an email. This usage is because these services require the data to be accurate and complete. In the diagram below, we can see how a picture of a cat is broken down into smaller pieces of data, packets, which we read in the layer number 5 session, from the web server, where the computer reconstructs the picture of the cat into the correct order, right? From the server to the computer, it's sent via packets all the way to the final display to your computer. TCP, let's copy this because I have a feeling that we'll need that. Let's move on to the user datagram protocol. This protocol, the U2 protocol, this protocol is not nearly as advanced as its brother, the TCP protocol. It doesn't boast the many features offered by TCP, such as error checking and reliability. In fact, any data that gets sent via UDP is sent to the computer whether it gets there or not. There is no synchronization between the two devices or guarantee. Just hope for the best and fingers crossed. Just good luck, bruv. And well, let's see what's the outcome of this. While as this sounds disadvantageous, it does have its merits, which we'll lay out in the table below. Advantages of UDP is much faster than TCP. UDP leaves the application layer to decide if there is any control over how quickly packets are sent. And the last advantage in this table does not reserve a continuous connection on a service as TCP does. And disadvantages of UDP doesn't care if the data is received. It is quite flexible to software developers in this sense. This means that unstable connections result in a terrible experience for the user. Using the same example as before, we can now see that only packet 1 and 3 have been received by the computer, meaning that half of the image is missing. UDP is useful in situations where there are small packets of data being sent. For example, protocol used for discovering devices, ARP and DHCP that we discussed in room 2. Or larger files such as video streaming. Hence my example with YouTube. Where it is okay if some part of the video is pixelated. Pixels are just lost pieces of data. All right, let's see. What is the name of this layer? Transport layer number 4. TCP stand for exactly what we UDP also, of course, user datagram protocols. Right, what protocol doesn't care if the data is received or not by the other UDP? What protocol would an application such as an email client use? TCP. We need reliability, security. What protocol would an application that downloads files use? TCP again. And what protocol would an application that streams video use? UDP. Perfect. Here we missed one. What protocol guarantees the accuracy of data? TCP, ATP.